When a teacher humiliates Lucy Miller for being the daughter of a deployed Navy officer, the girl is left to endure the shame and whispers alone. But everything changes the next day when a decorated Navy commander walks into the school cafeteria with a message that silences an entire room. What happens when quiet strength proves louder than mockery? Before we begin, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and let us know in the comments what city are you watching from. Lucy Miller had learned early to keep her head down. Ever since her father shipped out with the Navy, school hadn't been the same. Whispers trailed her in hallways, and teachers offered sympathy like stale candy, awkward and half-hearted. The absence of her father wasn't just in the quiet of dinner or the empty seat at softball games. It echoed through every interaction Lucy had. It was as if her dad's deployment had somehow labeled her different, fragile, untouchable. She'd started building invisible walls, avoiding eye contact, eating lunch alone, keeping her answers short so no one had to remember she existed. It wasn't fear, it was exhaustion. Lucy was tired of explaining, tired of pretending it didn't hurt. But nothing prepared her for what happened that morning in Mrs. Hampton's class. Before we begin, the teacher said with a sneer, "Let's give a round of applause to our class's future dropout, the brave little soldier's girl." The classroom fell silent, chairs squeaked awkwardly. Eyes darted between the girl sitting in the second row, Lucy, and the teacher who had just humiliated her. Mrs. Hampton, known for her sarcasm and dry wit, hadn't meant it to land like a rock on a bird's wing, but that's what it felt like. Lucy's cheeks burned. Her hands clenched the edge of her desk. She didn't look up, afraid they'd see the tears boiling behind her eyes. Her father, Petty Officer James Miller, had left last month for a Navy deployment. Every morning, Lucy still packed his favorite brand of coffee in a care package she never had the courage to send. "Don't worry," someone whispered behind her. "Maybe your dad's too busy playing Rambo to help you with homework." Laughter followed. Lucy didn't flinch, not anymore. The day dragged. The cafeteria was worse. Lucy sat alone. Even the lunch lady gave her that look, the one that said she'd read her file and felt sorry for her. She hated pity more than bullying. She went home in silence, tossing her backpack by the door. Her mother was on the couch, folding laundry. She looked up and forced a smile. "Hey, sweetheart. How was school?" "Fine," she said too fast. Her mom didn't press. They both knew the truth lived in silence, not in stories. That night, Lucy lay in bed staring at the ceiling. She remembered her father's last words before leaving. "Be strong. Not just for your mom, for yourself. And remember, honor doesn't shout, it shows." The next day was Thursday, pizza day. It was the only thing to look forward to. Lucy shuffled into school like a ghost. Same stairs, same hall, same teacher. Mrs. Hampton didn't say anything during homeroom, but her glance said everything. "Don't embarrass us again." When lunchtime rolled around, Lucy took her tray and sat at the usual lonely table by the window. As she lifted her lukewarm pizza, a hush fell over the cafeteria. It wasn't the kind of silence that followed a spilled tray or a fight. It was heavier, respectful. Boots echoed on the tile floor. A man in a Navy uniform entered, metals glinting, posture rigid, eyes scanning with precision. Lucy dropped her pizza. The man walked straight toward her. The room seemed to exhale. "Lucy Miller?" the man asked, voice deep and clear. Lucy stood slowly. "Why, yes." The man extended his hand. "Commander Alex Monroe, I served with your father." "May I sit?" Lucy nodded, frozen. The entire cafeteria stared. Even Mrs. Hampton had appeared by the door, her sarcasm vanishing like smoke. "Your dad asked me to deliver this in person," Monroe said, placing a sealed envelope on the table, "and to tell you something." Lucy opened the envelope. Inside was a handwritten note. "Lucy, I miss you more than words can say. Every time things get tough here, I think of you and your courage. I heard from your mom about school. Hold your head high. Real strength isn't loud, it's steady. And I am so proud to be your father." Monroe placed a hand on Lucy's shoulder. He talks about you like you're already a hero. He wanted the school to know it too. Then, the commander turned to the rest of the cafeteria. This young woman is the daughter of a U.S. Navy petty officer currently deployed. She's holding down the fort at home while her father defends our country. That's what I call strength. That's what I call honor. Nobody moved. Even the bullies shifted in their seats. Mrs. Hampton stepped forward. Her voice cracked slightly. Lucy ... I believe I owe you an apology. Lucy didn't smile. She didn't gloat. She just nodded, because her dad was right. Honor doesn't shout, it shows. From that day, things changed. Lucy still sat at the window, but she was never alone. Students stopped to ask about her dad. Some even asked how they could send a care package. Mrs. Hampton started a new project, Letters to the Deployed. Lucy didn't become popular. She became something better, respected. And every Thursday, without fail, Commander Monroe came back with a different story from the field. And one day, he brought back something else, Lucy's father. In full uniform, straight-backed, eyes wet. Lucy didn't cry, not until she was in her dad's arms. And the cafeteria erupted in applause. Not sarcastic, not pitiful, but proud. Because that day, Honor walked in wearing boots and a girl's quiet courage. And as the applause died down, Lucy noticed Mrs. Hampton wiping a tear from her eye, standing with her hand over her heart. She wasn't the only one, the janitor, the nurse. Even a few kids who used to whisper behind her back. Something had shifted. In the weeks that followed, Lucy found herself invited to group projects, smiled at in the halls, and offered genuine kindness from unexpected places. It wasn't about pity anymore, it was about respect earned not through loud defiance, but quiet dignity. At the school assembly the next month, Principal Garza asked Lucy to speak. She trembled behind the podium at first, but then remembered her father's words. "I'm not a hero," she began, voice soft but steady. "I'm just trying to do my part while my dad does his. You don't have to wear a uniform to live with honor. You just have to choose kindness, even when it's hard." The room went quiet again, not out of shock, but reverence. That year, the school renamed the annual Community Award. It would now be called the Quiet Courage Award. And the first recipient, Lucy Miller, the girl who showed them all what honor really looked like.